in the league's 50th anniversary, your Wheat Kings are the champions.
Okay, welcome to episode 3 of We Are Brandon. Today is going to be a fun one. I'm here with Tyler and Amber from the morning show at 94.7 Star FM. Thank you guys for joining us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
It's kind of a unique setting here. We're a little bit more cramped, but we're right in the studio for where the magic happens every morning. So
I'm having to get out of my spot.
It's very kind to say magic, too. That's great.
Yeah, so we're, as you know, all of this is kind of like a fireside conversation, just general questions, nothing too personal, nothing too specific in that. So just honest, fun answers. And we have a special surprise at the end. Amber's kids have helped us with a few special extra questions for a bonus round come the end of this. So,
basket.
So the
Basket.
first question we always start with is, how long have you guys lived in Brandon?
Go ahead, Amber.
You want me to go first?
Well, you might as well,
We
yeah, you
moved
have
out here in the summer of 2004. My husband was a soldier with the Princess Patricia Canadians Light Infantry, and we moved here when the base shut down in Winnipeg. I was not happy about the move. I cried the whole way here. I remember pulling into Spruce Woods, and there was a movie store, and I turned to my husband and said, "That is the biggest bike rack I have ever seen in my life." And he said, "Babe, that's a hitching post." I cried. I was very sad to be here. And, you know, my husband's been retired from the military for about 3 years. And we could be anywhere, but Brandon is home, and we love it here.
I have the same reaction when I go to Winnipeg, just for a visit. I cry, and I want to go back to Brandon. And I've been here 18 years. We moved in 2000 when Star went on the air.
Okay.
And but I'm from Erickson originally, so this is kind of home for me.
Okay.
About as close to home as you're going to get. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, being in Brandon, what do you guys like the most about the city of Brandon?
What do you like most? You know what I like most about Brandon?
Say winter. I know you're going to say
No,
winter.
that's what I hate the
I
most
love
about
it.
Brandon is the weather is horrible. But being positive, you can get anywhere in town in like 10 minutes. And you know, if the city would just sync the lights like they do on Portage Avenue in Winnipeg, it would be paradise for drivers. Brandon, you could market Brandon, Manitoba paradise for drivers because you can get anywhere in town in like 10, 15 minutes. And if they sync the lights, we could shrink that to like 7 minutes.
It's funny you said that. Just a quick story, because Jen and I came from Calgary, and one of the first couple of days I went to work, I left like 45 minutes before work, because that's what we were used to, and I got there 5 minutes later. I'm like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. That is a great thing about Brandon, is how close you are to everything.
Well, and I love the safety here, too. I'll go walking some mornings on the weekends on purpose at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning with the dog. And that's not something that I would probably do if I still lived in Winnipeg. Like, it's just, and during the day when you go out walking, everybody says hi and they're friendly and they want to pet the dog. And it's just, I don't know, it's a really safe community to raise your kids in.
4 a.m. North Main, Winnipeg, you can't go walking?
Well,
I
mean, physically you could.
I think it turns into a run eventually. For various reasons, but.
Now,
My dad owned a TV store on North Main for many, many years too, so yeah.
some interesting stories, I'm sure, there. What drives you guys to make you a better person every day?
My 03 Aztec is what I drive. What drives me every day. I love it. It's a Breaking Bad car.
Uh-huh.
That's what drives me every day.
Honestly speaking, I would say that my children are a big motivator for me to push myself outside my boundaries, to try things that maybe make me uncomfortable sometimes, to grow as a person, to not accept yesterday's truth as a certainty for tomorrow, that things can change and my opinions on things can change and my views on life can change, and that my history it's still being written. It can change and things aren't always certain, and that's okay to do different things.
That was pretty inspirational.
Thank you.
I'm
Are you
inspired.
inspired?
I'm
I
inspired
should
right now.
share with you like that more often.
I know.
Maybe
Like,
you
I don't
do
even have to
something with
answer
your
the
life.
question. That was brilliant. I'm inspired. Let's go.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Let's keep going.
Let's go. Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys, the morning show starts at, I don't even know what time, I'm never up that early, but you guys work some pretty crazy hours, because we see you out in the community quite a bit in the evenings and afternoons and that. So when you guys do get a little bit of time to relax and just kind of enjoy your you time, what do you guys do to regenerate and recover?
Nap.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of sleeping.
There's a
in
lot
that
of
for me.
sleeping
Yeah,
that happens.
some
A
sleeping.
lot of sleeping.
My alarm goes off at 4:20.
You were probably pretty close to the same, because eating and sleeping are probably my top my top
Yeah.
2 things to do with my free time.
Well, because it's easy to do. It's just hard to maintain. Like it's because people ask us all the time, how do you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? It's just like anybody else. Your alarm goes off and you don't want to get out of bed. It doesn't matter what time it is.
Yeah.
But it's if you don't nap in the afternoon. And there's been we both have days where schedules don't allow it, and you're dragging it after a while. So
Yeah.
it becomes tough.
What would be, just to kind of go a little bit further with that, what would be your perfect kind of getaway with your family in that, or time to recharge mentally in that from the grind?
And we like camping. I would
Yeah.
say camping, going out on a camping trip in the summertime with the kids, maybe a few other family members, just relaxing, music. Not super hot weather. I'm actually probably the opposite of him. I don't mind the cooler weather. Fall is probably my favorite time of year. 35 degrees in the summer isn't ideal for me.
And I love that. And just to be together, just spending time together. My kids are older, so, my son's going to be 19 soon, so the fact that he wants to spend any time with me at all is awesome. So anytime, anywhere, doesn't matter. And my daughter's 14.
Except in the car after a road trip when you bought gas station burritos. Other than that, everybody loves spending
He doesn't
time
have
with you.
time for that story in this film. That would require one of those parental warnings in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen that we don't have the graphics for that.
It's kind of a perfect segue into the next question here. Is being on the air and that, what would be one of the more embarrassing moments, or kind of like, uh-oh, what just happened moments on air? And I'm going to lead into that with Amber. I think there was a celebrity that popped by once,
It
but
was so embarrassing. So years ago, my celebrity crush was Justin Trudeau, and he wasn't prime minister yet. He was kind of making the rounds around Canada, and Tyler had tweeted him that I had a crush on him, and he happened to be coming through Manitoba and just doing the morning show, and his car pulls up outside the station, and he comes into the station with all of his people, and I'm giggling like a schoolgirl. And the video, it's still to watch it makes me so uncomfortable. It really did. It was one of the most embarrassing moments, and I just had no time to process it either. It just
We were
happened
both
so
kind of
quickly.
giddy because he even called me out on it. He says, "I don't know who's giddy, or Amber or you." And it was because I think that he was going to be. We knew that there was a good chance he was going to be the prime minister, but the fact that he read the tweet. Okay, here he comes. Look at that. He's coming to our door. Okay, thanks, Glenn. Take care. Glen Parker, the Brandon's son. Let him in. Let him in there. Somebody let him in. He came all this way, and so this is happening in real time. In real time. There he is, Justin Trudeau! Oh, and a big hug. How's it going, Justin? Welcome. Welcome. Good to see you. Come on over here to the microphone. Thanks for taking time to stop in and see us
I
today.
have to apologize before we even get started for my co-host behavior because, well,
Oh, you know what?
Were you following along on Twitter?
Man who think you're a very handsome man, and he's giving me a hard time.
There you go. Well, he's the one drooling and filming, so.
It's still embarrassing, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, so one of the questions we ask every episode is, obviously Jen and I have 3 little boys. I know you guys have kids and that. If there was a message you could send to the youth of Brandon today, what would that message be?
I think that that's a big question because there's so many messages that are going through my mind. I guess it's really important. It's important to keep an open mind and learn as much as you can. And I'm not just talking about school. It's about the world in general. I think. I mean, I think that we're in a Google world right now where if I don't know something, I just pick up my phone and then I'll look for it. It's important to talk to people. It's important to engage people. It's important to get different opinions. And our parents are a good source to start, but they're not everything on that. Same thing with teachers. I mean, you need to really you need to get out and immerse yourself with real people and learn as much as you can, in my opinion, because then it makes you the best of a well-rounded person. Because, the internet has lots of information, but you need to be well-rounded. You gotta get out there and meet real people, I think.
I would probably say that don't ever let anybody put you in their box. Be who you are, be who you're comfortable being, and really allow yourself
to grow in life, and don't be defined by your mistakes. We all make mistakes. We make hundreds of mistakes. Grow from them, learn from them, but don't let them define you or hold you back, I would say.
Perfect. It's interesting, just hearing you, Amber, on that one. That's just not a message to the youth. That could be a message to anybody at any age, is don't let your mistakes define you. And it's an interesting answer, just given the time that we're in that everybody is so much online all the time, or on display all the time with cell phones that we talked about earlier.
And we make
crazy.
a lot of mistakes, so I'm glad she said that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it makes
well,
me,
but I mean, you
again,
have
it makes me
few
feel
more
that
than me, but you know that.
every day is just a continual mistake.
I do have to thank Amber's kids for helping us with this part. It's a little bit
Wanna do the
extra.
first
So,
one?
I'm curious. I'm very
Tyler, you're
curious.
up
All
first.
right.
You pick the first one. And
All right.
let's-
First question is, how many kids do you have? I have 2.
That was
Libby's
easy.
14 and David's 19.
That's easy. Amber,
Okay.
you're up.
You have 2.
I have 2, Logan and Abigail. They're 8 and 10. Oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch on this one. What is your favorite meme, day of the week, TV show, color, and restaurant?
TV show Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Day of the week is Saturday. What was the other question?
Meme,
Meme. Oh, I don't think I have one.
color,
Color is blue.
and restaurant.
Restaurant locally? Oh boy. I'd have to say that, like for Father's Day, I make the kids take me to chili chutney.
Oh, see, we have the
Yeah.
same favorite restaurant. I'm a big fan of chili chutney. Color would be purple. Day of the week would be Friday. TV show This Is Us. Come on. And I like those
I
Kermit
never
memes.
heard of that one.
You know, the Kermit sipping tea memes?
Oh, okay.
I like those.
All right.
Okay.
Tyler, we'll go one more round here.
Okay. When you were a kid, what did you wanted to be when you grew up? Well, that's a great question. I wanted to be an actor. Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to be an actor. And after I did some research when I was in the late years of high school, I kind of wanted to research where I was going and how much money I could make and how well I could do, and realized quickly that being an actor is not something that'll pay your bills very easily. And so I wanted something that was a little more stable, and radio
And you
was
picked radio.
was
Yeah.
marginally, because at that time it was the late 80s. There were a lot of radio jobs. There was a lot of growth in the media business. So it just seemed a little bit more stable to feed myself and a potential family at the time. I wanted to be an actor. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist because I was going to find the Loch Ness Monster.
Wow.
I had a deep passion for Nessie, and my best friend Jill was going to become a pilot, and I was going to be a marine biologist, and we were going to find Nessie one day.
Wow. And you
Yeah.
ended up working
I
with
worked
Sasquatch.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. Things always work out in the end, eh?
That's funny, hey? Yeah.
Perfect. So one last question, Amber. It's up to you.
Okay.
These are good.
Yeah, they did pretty good, eh? Where were you born?
Oh, I was born in Manitoba.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in
Manitoba.
Winnipeg.
Paul Abdul was also born in Manitoba. Straight up, it was her mom.
I think her mom
Yeah,
was.
sorry.
Yeah. She was born in Los Angeles.
Izzy Asper could have been born in Manitoba.
Could have.
He had
I think
the
we
theater
can make
there.
time for one more quick
Yeah,
round.
that was
These
a
are
short
fun. Let's go. Yeah, one
Okay.
more here.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Tell us if you are a hater of the dab.
Of the dab? No.
Look at that. There's even
I'm
a stick
doing- I
man
can't
doing
do
the
it right.
dab. That's awesome.
Okay, let's just keep doing these. These
Yeah.
are really good.
Okay, you
I
don't know
love
how
the
to dab. The kids always bug me. I don't do it right.
If you could go anywhere, where would it be? Oh, that's an easy question. I love California. Oh my gosh. I think that's my retirement place.
Where would I
California.
want to go? Italy. I would really like to go eat the food in Italy and have a tour of Italy with my family. I
And would
think
you
that
bring me
be fun.
takeout? Would you bring me a takeout box?
I don't know. Depends how good you've been, I
Like
guess.
pasta. Are you an undercover agent? I'm not, but I'd like to be one.
No, not
I
me.
think that'd be fun.
I can't keep a secret to save my life. I'm a terrible hider. Like, I don't have any of the skills to be an undercover agent.
Oh, this is the toughest question yet.
What is it?
Tell us a secret.
Tell us a secret.
my
Oh.
God.
Please don't say you're an undercover agent.
We talk about so much on the air. One of the things that we like to do is, share our personal lives quite a bit, probably to a fault. So a question like this comes up. I can't think of what would be a secret.
Sometimes
that I
in the
could share?
afternoon after I leave work, I eat an entire tub of icing.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I
We're
do.
like separate.
Seriously.
Like yes, I used to do
Sometimes.
that.
And
all
if there's
the time.
cookies, I'll use the cookies to scoop it out because I feel it's less gross and I'm less embarrassed by it if I use a cookie because it feels like a dessert instead of just icing.
I feel we have a weird connection because of that, because that's a kind of secret of mine too.
Yeah.
Wow, what's a secret? I once owned a Michael Bolton CD.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you buy it for
Yeah,
yourself?
I did.
What was the song you
Time,
bought
Love,
it
and
for?
Tenderness.
So what was,
Time,
that's
Love,
the
and
song that you loved
Tenderness.
that
It was
you
in the
bought it for?
80s. It was in the 80s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not really proud about
I'm
that.
kind of
I don't even know
surprised
where he
by
is.
that a little bit.
So there's
I'm
a
gonna,
big
I'm gonna
secret.
piggyback off that. Just a separate question. What was the first CD you guys owned,
Oh, that's
or
easy.
album? It might not. We're gotta be careful how we.
Vanilla Ice. Ice, baby. I remember
That was
$22.
that was your
I paid.
first CD?
Well, I was it's ingrained in my mind because I was pissed because $22, and that's the only song I wanted. And all the other songs on that stupid CD were junk.
See, and I think the first CD I had was one of those compilations, the best of, like it would have been like the best of 91 or the best of the 90s, and then you had like 15 songs that were all like hit singles.
Well, yeah, Vanilla Ice was 89 or 90, I think so. Where did you go to school? Erickson, Manitoba?
What was your school name?
Erickson Collegiate and
Erickson
Erickson
Collegiate.
Elementary.
I went to Dakota Collegiate for high school in Winnipeg.
Who's the most famous person you know? Maybe that'd
Like
be
Met or-
Probably Met, yeah. You know who I'm enjoying right now, Celebrity Big Brother. I met Mark McGrath.
Oh, that's right, you did.
He said I had a great radio voice, which is really cool, so I'm cheering for him.
Years ago in Winnipeg, I was in an Earl's restaurant, and Kiefer Sutherland came in and sat down at the table beside us, and I didn't know how to start a conversation, so I went up to his table and asked if I could borrow their pepper. That was the extent of the conversation.
And then you sneezed on him. Oh, he'll never forget it.
Tom Jackson I met too. I met
Josh
Tom.
Duhamel I met in
Well,
Minot.
and the Prime Minister. We met Justin
Yeah.
Trudeau.
Yeah.
And Josh Duhamel knows where Brandon is, and he said it's a great place. And I said, we're from Brandon. And I said, you know, you need to bring Fergie up here because they were married at that time. They're not anymore. But he says, oh, yeah, we got to get up there. He goes, there's a great drink in town when he was young because they come up here because it's
Oh,
21
the age
down there.
limit,
yeah.
yeah.
And he said they always had lots of fun in Brandon. So, and finally, what is your favorite candy? It's a tie for me between, and I'm not a candy eater, so that's a great question. Skittles and sour cherry balls.
Mine would be a tie between soft caramels and cola bottles, gummy cola bottles.
Yeah.
Are really good.
Awesome.
Yeah. I do like green frogs though, those gummy frogs.
I have a craving for candy now.
No.
I hate when that happens.
We're not allowed to talk about food
Yeah,
at a
'cause
certain point in the morning because then we're hungry all
Well,
morning.
now chili chutney. That was the one
That's
of
kind of the
restaurant
tipping
answer.
point
You're
for
having,
you there
you're
right
having
away.
gummies and you
Smell
see
butter
good
chicken?
food.
We gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up.
Well-
Butter chicken.
On that note, we will wrap it up. I do appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time in the morning to sit down with me. It's always fun getting to know the people around Brandon a little bit better, and I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. It was a lot of fun, so thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Ryan, for coming here and doing a great job with these videos. That's fantastic. That's awesom. Fist bump now. All right,
Fist
and
bump,
a
is that
dab.
what we
I was
do?
gonna say,
And
we
a dab.
dab on the way
You
out.
don't dab. That's not right. You're not long enough. Wait a minute. I'm still not doing it right.
Sorry.